I am right outside Escalante, Utah, getting ready to set out on a 3 to 4 week hike to Escalante, Utah. That's right, I'm doing a big loop this year. Day 1, day 3. Here we go. Day 7. Day 9. Day 11. Day 13. Day 15. Day 17. Day 19. Day 21. Day 23. First part of today is not the most exciting. Walking this Barren Road to get over to Last Chance Wash. It's a warm one, not much shade, but we're gonna get her done. Look at those flowers. How beautiful is that? I really have never seen anything like this out here in Utah. The bloom is just incredible. Had to ditch off the road and walk down a drainage a ways to find some rocks for shade. There was just no shade out there anywhere. So such a difference from out in the sun to the shade. I was getting overheated, and yeah, this is a nice cool down break. Grabbing some solar panel, had a drink, and soon I'll be back out there doing it again. The weather took a turn while I was taking a break. It's actually very welcome. I definitely like the cooler temperatures. Here we go. Looking down into Last Chance Wash. Very happy to see water down there. Sometimes it dries up in this stretch. So I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be down there soon. You know, I have some great adventures hiking across Utah, but really, I'm not a great hiker. Some may be surprised to hear that, but it's true. I am really good at route finding and navigation, and I'm really good at embracing the suck, because there are times when it's miserable and I realize that, I need to power through some of those tough moments, because there's going to be a lot of great moments to balance it out. But technically, I'm not a great hiker. I don't push the mileage. I don't optimize my day. I have a lot of equipment that is frivolous. I have a lot of equipment that could be upgraded and could be better. Over the past year or so, when I did my vlog last year and in preparation for buying some new gear for this trip, I've watched a lot of hiking videos on YouTube. And it's something I don't normally do, but there's a lot of great videos out there, and there's a lot to be learned. There's a lot of ways to improve one's skills. A lot about gear, how to hit the big mileage, if that's a priority. A lot about food. I really got interested in some great food channels about how to optimize your food for a backpacking trip. So a lot of that's interesting, but I could see how it would be very overwhelming for a newcomer. Because on one hand, there's so much information and there's so many gear choices. But then on the other hand, it's almost like an echo chamber. A lot of channels kind of preach the same gear, and to hike the right way, you need to have this gear. And, I don't totally agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of it that is great, but some of it may not work for you. My advice to newcomers is just get out there and do it. Because you know what? There's going to be bad moments. There are going to be gear choices that you're going to regret, and then you're going to upgrade your system. But don't let that, barrier to entry hold you back from getting started. If you have an interest in this as a hobby, get out there and do it. Make it happen. If you want to take it really seriously, and that's cool too. Hike your own hike. Just get out there, get started, figure out what works for you and exactly how serious you want to be, and if you want to be a good hiker or if you want to be a great hiker. The choice is there. All right, that's my thought for now. The ravens have a roost up there. So another new piece of gear I got this year, and this might be TMI, but I got new underwear. I'm usually a cotton briefs type of guy, but cotton's usually not good for athletic activities because it holds moisture. So I got some nylon synthetic things, and yeah, I hate them. They're terrible. So I may just have to do without. I may just have to start going commando out here, and I guess you'll look at those walk-by shots in a whole new way. All right, that's a thought for now. Boys are out there, Jerry. They're free, and they're loving every minute of it. Looks like more rain ahead. A bit of a windstorm blowing through now. Tends to be first come the winds, then come the rain. We'll see if that holds true today. Day 25. Well, it finally happened. I lost my bandana. I am so bummed. I've had a pretty good record. I've dropped stuff 7 times. Bandana 3 times, my phone twice, a water bottle, and the selfie stick. And all those items I realized quick enough to go back and recover. But last night, it was getting late. I was trudging forward trying to get to a campsite. And yeah, I lost my bandana somewhere along probably a 1-mile stretch. I walked back last night and walked back this morning part of the way. Couldn't find it. So it's gone forever. It's sad. Another ode to the lost bandana. But I sacrificed the red t-shirt. This is going to be my new look. Not very fashionable, but got to have something to keep the sun off my head in addition to my hat. So that's the news of the day. All right. And another new piece of gear I got this year is the Platypus filter system. If I would have given a review on this on week 1, it would have been a raving review. I loved it. Since then, not so much. If you've watched my channel, you know I've sung the praises of a gravity filter system. I just love it. I love having it do the work while I do something else. Because of that, I've always been okay with slow filters. And when I got this, I thought, wow, this is amazing. I don't need all that extra stuff because I can just push this through and it's great. Really liked the bag that this one came with. Has this nice little handle, just a small improvement that is so helpful when trying to get water. A wide opening top, and the filter itself rolls up inside of that. It's a great design, and the bag makes it pricier than a Sawyer system. In my mind, it was definitely worth it. Until the bag totally failed. Like 1 week in, it has the little pinhole leaks. And after 2 weeks, about more water comes out the back than comes out at the front. And it sucks because I counted on that extra liter to be able to carry dirty water with me as a part of my capacity. and I can't do that now. And the downside to the leak, not only is it getting water everywhere, but it's losing all the pressure you want to be able to push water through the filter. And usually it runs down and into your clean water source, so it just makes a mess. So anyway, that's kind of a disappointment. The filter itself also slowed down considerably, and that's true of most filters, especially here in Utah, because the water is so dirty. But you're able to backflush it, and it helped. But it never got back to that 20 seconds per liter original use. So, but the truth is that's okay. Another thing I like is the filter adapts to different sized bottles, which is nice. And I used it with my Platypus bag, which was great, until it sprung a leak. So in some ways, I think that just this idea of adding pressure to push water through a system with force is not good. I think it's just too much pressure on the bags. What is nice is I can still use this as a gravity system if I just find the right rock or tree and kind of like balance it just right. So that's what I've been doing. That way it doesn't leak when I add the pressure to it, and it slowly gives me the water that I need. Another dislike on the Platypus filter are these weak moldings on the screw-in to put it in place on its own bag. That one's still good, but this one broke off several days ago. Actually, on day 2, it weakened, so it's just not made in a very enduring way. So anyway, that's my thought for the moment on the Platypus filter system. Okay, we've reached the junction of Water Canyon, which I've been to before by walking down the canyon, which means this ends this new to me portion of a route from Set Down Bench and Lower Last Chance. Unlike the Mudholes Ridge route, this route I would not recommend. It was pretty dry and not that interesting. I would stick to the Hayduke going across the middle. It's probably a lot tougher, but yeah, it's a lot more interesting. Okay, let's keep going up the canyon in territory that I have explored before. It really does seem like monsoon season. Every day, mid-afternoon, thunderclouds gather and it starts to rain. It's the 3rd day in a row it's rained on me. Again, not bad, just enough. Day 25, another slow day. It's funny, I just don't have the motivation, and I think it's because of my sleep. I'm just not getting good sleep at night, and it's really zapping me the next day. It's so funny, I had no energy at the end of the hike last year, and it was because of food. But this time I have plenty of food, but I find myself sleeping on the hard ground every night. And then I'll try to blow up my air mattress as good as possible, but then within a half an hour or so, it's back completely deflated. So anyway, hopefully I can find the energy and the motivation to press on, because, it's a long ways back to Escalante. So we got to get a move on. All right, that's the thought for now. Once again, I'm having trouble keeping all my devices charged out here this year. It's, I swear there's some type of electronic voodoo that happens when I get out here, because all my devices seem to just go haywire. I'm kind of a geek, and I check this stuff at home and measure voltages and, amp hours, but I get out here and all bets are off. Like, my phone tends to get clogged at the USB, so it won't take a charge. My battery bank has a short or something, and it just looks like it's completely depleted at night. Bad wires, but it's crazy, all the stuff. One of the new pieces of gear this year is this guy, big blue little solar panel. It's actually less powerful than the one that I had last year, but my old one is 28 watt. Seemed to be dying over time, so I think the panels might be getting worn out. And something that I didn't realize at first is a lot of the higher wattage models, 20 watt and up usually, have 2 outputs, and to get all that wattage you need to be charging 2 devices at once. And it was more than twice as heavy as this, so I thought I'd rather have this small compact size and just charge one device. Because for the most part, I don't like charging 2 devices at once. I like just to charge my battery if possible. Sometimes I'll charge whichever device needs it the most. Yeah, so it's been a challenge. And the truth is, solar panels for hikers and backpacking are usually pretty worthless. I'm kind of a unique use case where I have long breaks midday, and thus I can put it out and really get some of that sun power. And I'm in a place with a lot of sun, usually. This year has been a little hit and miss. But yeah, for hikers trying to put it on their backpack or do stuff like that, it just won't work. It's so crazy, all the little nuances regarding cables and devices. It takes a lot of work to really hone in the system, and each year I think I have it honed in and something goes crazy. It's that electronics voodoo that just always gets me. It's as if Mother Nature's telling me I should not be using electronics out in Mother Nature. So anyway, hopefully I can keep the batteries charged long enough to keep talking to you guys for a little bit longer and finish out the hike. All right, that's a thought for now. Oh, the deer flies are bad. Had to put on pants. Hate hiking in pants, but had to do it. They got bad yesterday afternoon and still bad this morning. There are times there'd be 20 on my legs at once. And if I had bare skin, they'd be biting away. All right, still making our way up Last Chance Canyon. Day 26. If I look a little haggard today, it's because I took scissors to my growing hair and whiskers last night. The bugs irritated me. I couldn't take the whiskers anymore. It was just too much. So, yeah, I'm sure I didn't do that great of a job without a mirror, but I don't know. I feel better. Today we hope to make it to our next cache. Probably won't. It's a long ways away, but I'd like to get there. I'm running a little low on food. Actually, I have plenty of food. I'm out of meals. But yeah, I have enough Cliff Bars and cashews and other stuff to survive days if I needed to. All right, that's the word for now. Hey, bud. How you been? Day 26. There's some slick mud around here. Let's fall down right there. This stuff right here is super slick. Dripping wall. I've reached Smoky Mountain Road, but we're not going to take the road. We're going to continue up the wash. Fountain in the desert. This is actually one of two that we'll see. Unfortunately, the water is no good. It tastes like sulfur. Makes for a nice grass river. It's the original Fountain in the desert. I stumbled across this thing 17 years ago. Still going strong. Year in and year out, evidently. Such a cool sight, but unfortunately, the water is tainted. The water tastes like sulfur, so it's no good. I gotta admit, the bugs are kind of bugging me this year. It's a strange thing. I don't know if it's because I'm hiking later this year or if it was because it was such a wet spring, but there definitely seem to be more. Just in this last week or so have they gotten really bad. The gnats have been crazy for the last week, the deer flies for the last day or two. I mean, just imagine this incessant buzzing around to the point that you can't hear anything, and bugs are getting in your eyes. I had one on my eyeball. I have them popping into my face all the time. And just the constant sound and the inability to concentrate or focus on anything just because you have the swarm around you. It's not fun. It's really taken a lot of the enjoyment out of the last few days when I've been trying to make some miles, and it's so hard. Day 27. I finally have a Great Basin gopher snake. Look at this guy. Hi, buddy. How you doing? I'll let the guy go. I don't mean to harass him. Okay, we are entering a side canyon that I dubbed Yellow Paradise Slot when I was here almost 20 years ago. I now recommend it as an alternate for Hey Duke hikers. Here we go, let's go in and check it out. Actually, for Hey Dukers, I recommend leaving the backpack out there and then climbing the cliffs to get around the slot. Because the slot, as you will see, is a little tough to get through. It ends in a dry fall that I called impassable. However, someone has since written me on the website and said that they were able to climb up and get through the entire slot, which is pretty cool. But I'm not bringing my backpack because I have a feeling it is beyond my abilities. But it's a nice little diversion. I like it. There's going to be one minor climb ahead. We'll have to get up that one. Lots of logs in the canyon, that's for sure. If the sun is glowing just right, the canyon turns a nice shade of yellow, hence the name. Okay, here's the first climb that we can do. So we just have to get up that and then on up the canyon. Okay, that climb wasn't too bad. Still wouldn't really want to do it with the big pack, but okay, back in the day I think I called this the chamber or something. But it used to be, there's a nice little section right here, but it used to be you couldn't go too much farther before hitting a dry fall. So let's go back in here and see what it looks like. Yep, here's the end of the line. Here's the dry fall. I can see the log that's been used as an assist, but that's still one hefty climb. It's beyond my ability. Some haydukers are hardy folk though, so they could do it, but yeah, that's not going to be on my itinerary anytime soon. So yes, for us it's going to be a nice little diversion, and now we're going to go back and get the pack and climb some cliffs. All right, that's the word for now. Once again, mid-afternoon, and it looks like a storm is brewing. This one looks like it could actually pack a punch. We'll have to see. Okay, we've made our way up the cliffs as it's getting really windy, as the storm moves in. Now we just need to follow the rim around. Looking down on the Slot Canyon from above, that's probably about as far as we got right there. This one's definitely narrow enough to jump across in a few places. Right up there. And right there. I'm not that crazy. And here's the slot from near the top. If the storm wasn't threatening, I'd like to get down and explore it just from the top down. See how far I can get. Someone's even placed a little route marker over there. I guess for the truly adventurous who go down through the canyon. This is the best way in. There's a little more to go, but it looks like it might be a dry fall right there. I've never noticed this, but there's a fence there. And the ranchers have created this rip gut type fence to act as a barrier, and then the canyon acts as the rest of the barrier to keep the cows on one side or the other. Because this is the very top of the canyon right here. Sitting here enjoying a nice little break. Very peaceful, just relaxing. And I realize there are no gnats. I love it. I must have gotten far enough from water or high elevation or something. Something's changed, but it just goes to show how nice and peaceful it can be without the bugs. All right, that's the thought for now. Okay, getting close to another road that we're going to connect with temporarily. Just have to climb out of this canyon. Be a little easier if I was using my two hands on my sticks. Oh, onward. Well, I just had my first major screw up. I left my solar panel and battery back at the canyon. It's probably 45 minutes to an hour ago. And now I have a dilemma because I have to have that. But if I go back, I'm not going to make it to my cache tonight. I'm kind of in a lose-lose here. All right, that's the thought for now. Oh, back at the top of the canyon. Now we need to walk the rim, go down the cliffs to the bottom, and get our stuff. There she is, right where I left her. Sometimes I'm such a moron. I can't believe I did that. This is gonna suck 2 hours out of my day. And what really sucks is it means I won't make my cash, which means I won't have good food tonight, which means I'll just be behind schedule. Yay, day 27. Walking back now, I'm noticing all these purple flowers that I didn't notice the first time hiking by here. And I wondered, how could I miss them? And then it dawned on me, they must bloom in the evening. So the scene has changed in the 2 hours it took me to walk by, go back, and get my gear and come back. Honey, I'm home. Finally back to all my gear after my little diversion. Bum, bum, bum. Woohoo, look at the sundown. Oh man, it was all lit up just a few minutes ago. That's great. What a sight. And of course I'm talking about Molly's nipple. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it a day here. Probably an hour short of my cash, which is a bummer, but that's the way it is. At least I have a nice view of sunset, right? All right, checking out day 27. I think I better put the rain fly on tonight. Made it into the tent just in time. Here comes the rain. I put it up pretty quick. We'll see if it holds. Day 27 signing out.